Hi, today I'm with Louis Roche of dot com is the website. And over to you, Louis. What is it you do, and for how long have you been doing it?
I'll say, nice to meet you, Kev. Next Money DAC is banking, digital banking, okay, e-commerce and capital markets, but mainly fintech, the evolution of finance, as I like to call it. The digital banking is there to go after Revolut. With all due respect to Revolut, their success so far, but we're going to bring solutions, not ideas, for our users. Products within the digital banking, neo banking, that will help, that are AI powered, that are going to help our users, from business to private individuals, to be better savers, spenders, and understanding their finances. Also, it has open banking. Our clients will be able to have all their bank accounts within one app. My main idea for this is hyper personalization. I want to keep our clients within the app and have those solutions within the app. Subscriptions, cancel this, take on that, and create that marketplace within the app. Also, the e-commerce side of it. All right, we've had COVID, we've had a huge volume. You know, the crowd are very village people when it comes to, oh, it's going to be a huge success. Nobody looks to the future. You know, the volumes have dropped globally. Fintech business has, the bubbles are popping because there are a lot of ideas, no solutions. A lot of IPOs of $500 million, 1 billion for companies that have no clients. They're not making money. They have no solutions for their clients. So in a nutshell, Next Money DAC is bringing products and solutions for private individuals and businesses and merchants alike. Given products, be able to send money within 25 seconds from here to Australia. That's 25 seconds.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, that is faster than Swift. And we have, as a former futures trader with Deutsche Börse, we have capital markets within that, deliverable stocks within that app as well. Crypto, you're going to ask me, and Bitcoin and all of that. Look, I'm a philosophical guy. Crypto, Bitcoin only serves criminals and money launderers and all the lowest people globally. So it was a unique idea by a Japanese gentleman for the people, about the people, but it's been hijacked. And so that boat is sailing and it's slowly sinking. That's my philosophy. Yet we do have a crypto gateway. We do, if our clients want the facilities, we have the facilities. But reinventing the wheel is not my business. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
That's what we do. I hope you understood that.
Okay, it's all cutting edge from the sound. And how long have you been doing this, Louis?
I suppose 15 years.
Wow.
Maybe more. I spent a lot of time in the Middle East, Israel, Jordan, here, UAE, so on and so forth. Basically learning, especially in Israel, it was a very aggressive startup nation. I used to be always in Israel looking back at Ireland and wondering and scratching my head how Ireland was in the top six of fintech countries. Yet when I saw, I couldn't walk down the streets or down the Tel Aviv and I'd fall over an IPO. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, it was unbelievable, the amount of technology and software and innovation in Israel. So yeah, when I got back to Ireland prior to COVID, because one of my companies, Woohoo AI, we were dealing solely with the Chinese, and people stopped turning up to work, and we thought, I thought, well, what's going on? But then we realized that how COVID, how this was really serious in China at the time. So we were back. I was back in Ireland, and I got a culture shock. A lot of things have changed, and I found myself thinking that Ireland has a very good propaganda of what it's doing, but you cut to the Middle East and other countries, they're streets ahead of us, you know what I mean? And, what struck me was sitting outside one of our offices and watching a 69-year-old man coming out of a sales floor. he went in there at 8 o'clock and he was coming out there at 10 o'clock. You know what I mean?
No.
You know, and that was work. He had to work and he had to do the sales. And you know, that type of work ethic, it can only complement any software or any launch. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to slave drive people when we open up a big office in Ireland, but you know what I mean? There, as you know, and a lot of your members know, you know, you won't get out unless you put it in. And you know what I mean? This instant gratification that we're living in at this moment in time, you know, it's not down to hard work. It's not down to innovation. People just want to get rich quick, and you know, we've in our evolutionary scale in business, we've skipped two positions or two sections. We've gone from hard work and achieving to instant gratification, you know, in any type of business or in life itself. So yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. So what, you know, I think you've kind of covered it a bit, but even so, what makes you stand out from your competition? What would be the summary of that?
Look, again, going back to Ireland, I've looked at the digital banking. I've looked at Bank of Ireland, the AIB. They have very good apps. You know what I mean? KBC and Ulster Bank pulled out. Okay, but that's not down to the technology or the clients. That's down to the laws and how the government, the Irish government, have now started protecting its citizens. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, there was no protection for entrepreneurs or people who tried to do and achieve so much. But, you know, then I looked at Revolut, and I have to commend them for a great marketing department, and everybody not understanding it was Lithuanian, and that's where your money was being kept and all of that, and blah, blah, blah. So, and then I looked at OnPost, at their app and their digital bank. And I had spoken to one of their seniors prior, and I had given them this idea, you know, and when they launched it, it was the worst app and the worst service I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Wow.
My bank account was getting hacked. The turnaround support was 3 days to 1 week. It was phenomenal. I was I remember in a Tesco, and I couldn't pay for my food in Tesco because their app was down. The Central Bank of Ireland didn't care. I notified them, and this is, you know, the regulatory requirements is you solve a problem within 4 hours of any financial institution.
Right, I didn't know
that. So all of these things, I was infuriated, but at the same time, I was curious as to my success in the future. All I had to do was give a better service and better technology. Now, in the last 6 months, they have improved, but it was 2 years of torture. So what do? We solve a problem within 2 to 4 hours. Wow. Our AI is going to be working. I think we'll be down to 1 hour within a year and a half with our AI support. Okay. That takes time to learn. It takes time to learn various different languages coming in, communications coming into within our ecosystem. The AI inspired banking for personal and business. It learns, it aggregates all their bank accounts, all their balances, all their direct debits, and everything, all the activities within their account. And after a period of time, it will tell the client, listen, you just had a steak. You just paid €70 for a steak and a glass of wine. Don't you know that your mortgage is next week, and judging by this, this, and this. So it's going to help them. And I think human beings need help like that. Certainly people have a problem with managing their money. We'll also have, we'll assign, it's a form of retention, an account manager. We will have a load of educators. We want to educate our clients to the certain point that if you have 70 AIB clients and 70 Max Pay or Max Money clients, those 70 Max Money or DAC will be more likely to get a loan. Okay?
Right. Okay.
And if they need to repair their credit, we'll repair their credit. We have to give them solutions for doing business with us, you know? And there was a cost to me, but, you know, it's like the guy in the town, the small sweet shop. If somebody's complaining he doesn't have bread, but he's there, he's providing a service. He's open in the morning, he's closing in the evening, he's giving you a service. He doesn't need to be there. So we'd like to take that service, we go back, take 2 steps back, and improve our service and support and education of the products. And yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And what's your biggest learning since you've been a business owner, would you say?
Naivety, the younger you are, the more success you hit at the start is the worst thing, you know what I mean? I suppose, look, young men can, and young business owners, young men, young women can be naive. They can find success too early. You know, they lack humility. They lack the right guidance. You know, I think it'll always be there because you'll never create a finished article well into the future without those battle scars, those business scars. So what would I say? What's my biggest learning? The past, as always, you know what I mean? And spending a lot of time in the Middle East and understanding, you know, seeing people being killed because of religious beliefs and wars, and being there in the forefront, seeing it happen, makes you think about human life and what do you want in this world? What do I want? Success, happiness, peace of mind and success, you know? But for anybody that will be watching this, everything comes at a price. It's like Ukraine and Russia. It's like why there isn't World War III. We're paying the price in Ireland. We're not paying it in UAE, and that's one thing for sure. But Irish people are paying the price for, and Europeans are paying the price for no war. So if you're paying €1,000 to €1,500 extra a year, that's the cost of not sending your son to war. You know what I mean?
No.
And, so, look, as a futures trader, what inspired, as a futures trader, you have to look into the future. Most people are buying on stock markets and all of this, and they don't understand that they're buying that run, that trade is over. You know, you buy today to sell in a vision of the future. That's what their future is, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I try to look at all the pluses and minuses and all the negatives and all, and put them all together. What inspires me, or sorry, you didn't say what inspired me.
Well, I suppose your biggest learning, I suppose. Yeah.
Biggest learning, a whole heap of stuff. It's all, you know, from coming from financial services. Look, everything is pulled into one ball. You can particularly pick one thing. It's a journey. It's a condensed 5 or 10 years journey, and it's like bullets in the Wild Wild West. You're dodging, you're catching, you know. So look, go to the Middle East, spend 10 years there, and experience a bit of gratitude, and that's my that's what I'd say is enough.
Right. Okay. And well, you probably answered some of this, but you know, how do you see your business developing over the next 5 years?
Look, for anybody in business, you mean, what have you got? You know what I mean? I remember I was back in Ireland and I was looking at the IDA and talking to them, you know, and some other accelerators. You know, they were more interested in giving money for somebody straightening bananas or having some sort of a plastic tool that had no use in the future or today. You know what I mean? They don't run, they can't embrace the concept of the future of finance. You know what I mean? Not saying that where I'm here today in the UAE, do they understand banking? Their banking system here is worse than in Ireland. Ireland is probably a 7 out of 10 rating. In the UAE, it's probably like 4.5 to 5.
Wow.
You know, it's really bad. So sorry to ask that question again. I ran.
Well, it's just you know where your business. I mean, you've been touching on it. Where do you see the development over the next 5 years?
Look, AI is the future. AR is the future. AR is too expensive at the moment, but we're using AR in our KYC and on our onboarding. We're not using anything else because of AI. You know, this voice and all of that. Our business is going to excel in itself, you know, but at the same time, what are we trying to achieve here? You know, all human beings want to do is be paid, get paid, you know, save, have insurance, buy a house, get married or whatever. So the fundamentals have not changed. So let's do it better. We can't do it better. You know what I mean? We're just reinventing the wheel. AI will be there, but AI is a scary thing as well. there are so many limits. It's like people with the cryptocurrencies. The day you see, and all of your people see that, oh, crypto, Bitcoin, and it's all been marketed and it's going to go up and all of that, that's the time to run away, okay? Right. Because there's not going to be any purchases on the ledger. There's nothing. It's only data, okay? And the blockchain is only data about your house, your car, from Japan to Ireland to sales to how many owners, insurance, everything like that. There'll be no buying or selling. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
There was a car company, actually, a poor car company went into liquidation. Was it last week or the week before? Who were doing a deal with Bank of America. And unfortunately, Bank of America could see the future. And they could see that this is not going to work. Okay, so where do you see us? Doing what Revolut are doing, Bank of Ireland and other banks, doing it better.
Okay, fantastic. And, you know, what is the latest news about your business? Are you in the press, or what's the latest news?
No. Look, small hinges swing big doors. You know what I mean? You look at people that have 300 million, $500 million pouring into some company, waste of time. You give me $1, I'll turn it into $2. If I have 10 million, I'll turn it into 15 million. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. There's no point in doing what I do unless you're making money. I'm not here to, you know, our investors or our people are going to get paid, and we can sell, we can create something in 12 months, an AI banking powered app with a backbone, and we can make a lot of money out of it. But it defeats the purpose of what I want. I want to have the number one in Ireland and in Europe, the number one neobank, where our clients get more. Fantastic. But again, we're not going to have 10,000 employees, because we'll have 1,000 employees, because AI will do a lot of the compliance, a lot of the translation, a lot of the support. Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's coming in. I'm seeing it in business. I mean, well, I suppose the latest one in the news is Chat CGT, I suppose, and coming up with
that will kill us all, because it's learning from, excuse my language, all them morons globally. They're asking stupid questions. So the AI is just going to go like, okay, these human beings, you know what I mean? 90% of the questions are moronic. How are they? Where are they? How do they build such things? How are they alive? You know, so let's see. You know what I mean? Google will come with theirs. Elon Musk will has something on the go. You know what I mean? There are a lot of major players. So this AI race to have this most usable platform has only just begun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I would take. Yeah. So what are the biggest issues you've overcome to get to where you're at now, Louis?
Funding, and I mean, there's no liquidity in Ireland, hence we're in here in the UAE. Oh. And not only is there no funding, there's no understanding. You know what I mean? Okay. They can't understand. You know what I mean? You know, I own the Woohoo brand, and I was looking for funding, and somebody didn't understand that I actually owned the Woohoo brand, and I built it myself during COVID. Nobody else, just me.
Right. Well,
and she still couldn't understand, but it's yours. And so I found there was a communication thing going on here, and I said, wow, you know what I mean? Yeah, this is, you know what I mean? When you get to a stage in any conversation or any negotiation, and the context of the language is a certain level, then it's just put up your hands and surrender and cut your losses. So, okay. So, and then you had investors that want another investor to come in. So, you know what? I'm here, you know, 600 million, 400 million. The liquidity is here. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
But I don't want that money, because, you know, why? If something's going to work, it has to stand on its own two legs or its own feet.
Right.
That's the fundamentals of business.
Okay.
You know?
Fantastic. Okay. And what's most inspiring to you today? What do you find most inspiring, be it with your team or with customers or whoever?
Well, to be honest about it, for a man of my age, the Middle East, to a certain extent, the UAE, I admire the Sheikh of Dubai. I admire the Sheikh in Abu Dhabi. I mean, this city is, you know, your partner can walk down the street at any time and not be accosted. You know, you can leave your wallet, your keys of your Porsche. Not that I have a Porsche now, but you can leave your keys of your Porsche on the bonnet, and it'll be there all day. Your phone. It's just the peace of mind, and it's a city of 5 million people, I think, that all speak one language, English.
Wow.
And so many cultures, and everybody from the guy from Bangalore or Lahore or whatever to the guy from Cork or wherever, everybody is you know, respectful of each other.
Yeah, I have a memory of it from being there. Yeah, that it just reminded me about the personal safety issue.
Yeah, and also, and I mean, we don't get opinionated, world opinionated like in the UK. The media is crazy. Like, you can, when I'm back in Ireland for Christmas, the adverts are insane. You know what I mean? And you know, the charities and this faction and this faction. Over here, you can focus on your job. You can focus on having a family. You can focus on just the normal things in life. You know what I mean? There's nobody out here, you know, it's a good vibe. And I meet a lot of Irish people out here. So this inspires me. This is a utopia, and Atlantis, excuse me, that it's an Atlantis. You know what I mean? It's a utopia for people in business. I mean, I read every day on the papers and the Examiner or the Independent. Normal people can't walk down the street. You know, all people are captives in their own houses. You know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, over here, why does it work differently? I know, but this inspires me. It inspires me that we can live within this crazy world in a certain level, you know, and abide by rules, because we all have to abide by rules. But if you want to get ahead and do business and create something, this is the place to be, because you have people supporting you. You have the government supporting you, you know, and that's what you need. Not talk, support.
Absolutely.
To be honest with you, Kevin, I looked at a lot of the guys in the idea or whatever, this government for new businesses and all of that. All the good guys left. I could see all the guys that were that started and done a year, they're gone.
Right.
Because, I mean, they went off and coaching and helping other companies, because we're behind the times. So here, happy days.
Fantastic. And what would you say is the biggest challenges facing your business now?
Oh, what will face the challenges? Look, I built a stack of technology based on any eventuality. Okay, if we have an issue where, you know, that people's earnings are being affected, which they are, because we live in a world again with Bitcoin and the mining of Bitcoin and global warming and the heat it causes and the criminals, and with the cost of living going up. Look, we have the capital markets on the other side. People will always want to actually hedge their future, their losses. We have the subscriptions within the app, so people can cancel Vodafone or Netflix and get something cheaper. So I've taken in all eventualities, unless we have an escalation in Eastern Europe with Putin and maybe NATO, or maybe Putin will do a low kiloton nuclear weapon, and that could set off something. That's my biggest fear. Or Taiwan with the Chinese. These are the global ones that will affect us all. You know, it won't affect the UAE as much because of their economy, but countries like Ireland and some countries in Europe, it will affect those our clients. So that's my biggest worry. I know it's the scariest one, but that's what exists. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I could agree with you. And maybe just to finish up, what do you see as the biggest opportunities for your industry over the next 5 years?
The opportunities, fintech, you know, the technology. Again, we've advanced so much. You know, we've skipped a few steps. You know what I mean? Again, I relate to anything related to cryptocurrencies. You know what I mean? They've robbed us of actually a very steady progression in technology and software, because a lot of people have been burnt by a lot of this hype about that crypto was fintech and all of this. It's not. You know what I mean? It was a lot of asset trading, scamming, CFDs, and all of this sort of stuff that was wrapped into one, and people laundering money. So, to answer your question, you know, we take what we have and we do it better. And we look at what the AIs come back and, you know, what needs to be improved. Because, you know, we're only living in certain, there are certain dimensions of how we interact with each other online, and purchasing and buying and banking and all of that, you know, down to augmented reality. Let's have somebody pop up on your phone and be, you know, AI powered and tell you, ask you questions and actually fix the problem for you there inside your sitting room. And that's only with AR, backed by AI. That's the future, holograms and so on and so forth. But then again, it's all powered by AI. In order to get to that level, we have to even surpass GPT by 100-fold to get to that level. Wow. Yeah, there has to be a lot of information gathered, a lot of funnels, and you know, we're nearly reaching a singularity when it comes to that. And Hawkins will tell you, if he was still alive, what the singularity is. This is a scary place, you know what I mean? So look, a lot of science fiction, a lot of future. We'll just take the softwares that exist already that are not being used, okay? They're not being utilized by Allied Irish or Santander or HSBC, because either it's change management or they don't want their clients to use it, okay? But we're going to take that software that exists already, polish it up, you know, give it a shine, and get it working for the users. It's a super product, the AI ones.